Rumors were nothing new for Chang Wook and Ji-hyun, but tonight felt different from all the other nights the industry had whispered their names together. It was late, past midnight in Seoul, when the first blurry photo hit the internet. A fan coming out of a convenience store snapped a picture of two familiar figures slipping into a quiet side alley where no cameras usually lurked. The street was dim, and most people would have missed them, but the fan's caption said everything. It's them. Again. Within minutes, the online world exploded. People zoomed in on the picture. The height difference was unmistakable. The gentle tilt of his head as he leaned closer. The way she held her mask, half lifted, the kind of gesture she made only around someone she trusted. Even through cheap lighting and motion blur, their chemistry was undeniable. But the question burning through every timeline was the same. Why were Chang Wook and Ji-hyun meeting at midnight again? Hours earlier, Chang Wook had wrapped a long day of filming. His staff said he looked unusually restless, checking his phone more often than usual, pacing between breaks, replying to messages with something close to urgency. No one dared ask why, but his manager saw the shift. As soon as shooting wrapped, Chang Wook didn't wait for the usual debrief. He grabbed his jacket, said he'd take the rest of the night alone, and disappeared into the city. Ji-hyun, meanwhile, had finished a script reading earlier that evening. People noticed she left the building faster than usual. Her assistant thought she was just tired, but when Ji-hyun stepped outside, her face softened in a way that didn't match exhaustion. It was anticipation. Something, or someone, had pulled her out into the night. When they finally met in that quiet alley, both seemed unaware that the rest of the world was sleeping while they stood in the glow of a single street lamp. They talked closely, too closely for it to be business. Chang Wook lifted something small from his pocket, showed it to her, and she smiled, a real, unguarded smile that fans hadn't seen in months. She reached out to touch it. Their hands brushed. He didn't pull away. Witnesses claimed they saw her laughing softly, covering her mouth like she always did when she was trying not to reveal too much. He teased her, leaning back with that familiar spark in his eyes, the same spark viewers noticed in their dramas, except this time there were no cameras, no directors, no scripted lines. Then, suddenly, the moment shifted into something deeper. Ji-hyun moved closer. Chang Wook stepped toward her without hesitation. The world fell away for them. But just as he was about to say something that looked important, he stopped. He took a breath, searching her face as if weighing the consequences of every word he wanted to say. She waited, quietly, patiently, like she had done so many times before. And when he finally spoke, his voice was soft enough that no one could hear, yet powerful enough that fans could imagine 1,000 possibilities. Whatever he said made Ji-hyun look at him with a mix of shock, warmth, and something she had tried to hide for years. She nodded. He smiled. Their steps fell in sync as they walked deeper into the alley, away from the public eye. But the camera had already captured enough to set the entire industry on fire. What no one knew yet was that this late-night meeting wasn't just another rumor waiting to blow over. It was the moment everything finally shifted between them, the moment that would force both of them to confront what they had been quietly avoiding for years. And by morning, the truth behind their midnight meeting would become impossible to ignore. As the days passed after that late-night studio meeting, the rumors surrounding Chang Wook and Ji-hyun reached a level neither of them had expected. Dispatch-style fan accounts began posting grainy clips, some showing the two walking together, others showing them laughing in corners of rehearsal rooms where they thought no one was watching. None of it was planned, none of it was staged. It was simply what happened whenever they were around each other, comfort, familiarity, and a chemistry that refused to dim with time. But behind the scenes, something much bigger was already in motion. The following weekend, Chang Wook received a script couriered directly to his home, marked confidential, sealed with a director's personal signature. It was a project pitched only to him and one other person, Ji-hyun. The title alone stopped him. Moonlight Under the Bridge. A film about two people reunited by fate after years apart, forced to confront the feelings they once left behind. It was a romance, but darker, deeper, more painful than anything he had taken on. And even stranger, the female lead's character description read almost exactly like Ji-hyun: quiet strength, hidden ache, warm presence that hides scars. He didn't even need to ask. He knew the script was written for the two of them. Meanwhile, Ji-hyun, reading the same script in her own apartment, felt her breath trembling. Page after page, the emotional tension between the two characters felt too real, too close to what she and Chang Wook had silently shared all these years. She had told herself countless times that whatever she felt for him was locked away, protected, buried under professionalism. But the script peeled every instinct wide open. It was almost as if someone had been watching them and turned their unspoken connection into a film. Their agency meeting was inevitable. Both were scheduled to meet the director together to discuss the role. When Ji-hyun walked into the room, Chang Wook was already there, leaning over the table, deep in discussion. But he paused the moment he saw her. His eyes softened in a way he couldn't control. She noticed. He knew she noticed. The director watched them like someone observing chemistry under a microscope. He didn't even hide it. He said, "I wrote this for you too. Not just because you're good actors, but because no two people can pull off unresolved love quite like you." His voice echoed in the conference room. Ji-hyun's cheeks warmed, and Chang Wook shifted in his seat, clearing his throat. But the director only leaned forward, adding, "I don't need you to create chemistry. I need you to reveal what already exists." The silence afterward felt like a confession neither of them had planned to make. Later that evening, after the meeting, they walked out of the building together. Neither said a word about what the director had suggested. Instead, they talked about dinner, the fans who had spotted them earlier, and the chaos that would follow once the project got announced. But beneath every word was a growing awareness, a sense that the line between real and performance was starting to blur again. And then came the moment that changed everything. While standing on the quiet street near the parking lot, Chang Wook paused before getting into his car. He looked at Ji-hyun with a seriousness she rarely saw. He said softly, "If we do this movie, everything's going to change. For both of us." Ji-hyun swallowed carefully, trying to keep her voice steady. "I know," she answered. "But things have already been changing, haven't they?" He held her gaze longer than he should have. She didn't look away. For a moment, the world felt unusually still, as if time itself was waiting for one of them to say what neither had been brave enough to voice for years. But before anything more could be said, a fan in the distance squealed their names, snapping them back into reality. They both laughed nervously and stepped apart, slipping back into the roles the public expected. Still, something unspoken lingered like a spark refusing to go out. Over the next few days, the internet exploded with speculation. Clips of their glances, their conversations, the subtle way Chang Wook placed his hand behind Ji-hyun as they walked. Everything became evidence. Fans were divided between excitement and disbelief. Industry insiders whispered that the new film would be the most talked about project of the year. But behind closed doors, both actors faced a truth they could no longer ignore. Scenes from the script mirrored their own lives so closely that reading them felt like reliving old memories. The line between character and self was dissolving. One night, while rehearsing separately, Chang Wook texted her. A simple message, "The more I read the script, the more it feels like deja vu." She stared at the message for a long time before replying, "Maybe that's why it scares me." His next message came quickly, as if he had been waiting for her answer. "Ji-hyun, what are we really afraid of?" She didn't know how to answer, so she didn't. But the silence between them that night was louder than words. As the filming day crept closer, Ji-hyun felt the weight of everything pressing on her. The rumors, the expectations, the possibility of losing him, or perhaps the possibility of finally admitting what she had tried to forget. And Chang Wook, despite his easy smiles on set, felt his own nerves rising. This film wasn't just another project. It was a mirror, threatening to expose everything he had kept hidden in the shadows. What neither of them knew was that the world was about to see a version of them that had never been shown before, raw, vulnerable, and unmistakably real. Because when the cameras start rolling, sometimes the heart refuses to act. And that was exactly what would happen next. Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun have once again sparked waves of excitement among fans after being spotted together late at night. Their chemistry has always been palpable, and this latest encounter only added fuel to the ever-growing speculation. Witnesses claim the two were deep in conversation, laughter and subtle smiles shared between them, as if the outside world had vanished. It was not just a casual meeting, it was a moment that reminded fans why they have been shipping this pair for years. The two stars have maintained a delicate balance between privacy and public appearances, and every sighting becomes an instant headline. Chang Wook, known for his intense dedication to roles, and Ji-hyun, celebrated for her emotional depth, bring out the best in each other both on screen and off. Observers say the energy between them was unmistakable, a mix of comfort, familiarity, and an unspoken bond that only grows stronger over time. Fans online immediately reacted with a frenzy, posting photos, GIFs, and speculative commentary. Social media trends quickly filled with phrases like hashtag Ji-Chang-wook Ji-hyun, hashtag secret chemistry, and hashtag late night mystery, reflecting the collective awe and excitement. Some speculated that this meeting might hint at a future collaboration, while others wondered if it was simply a quiet, personal moment between two people who have shared years in the same circles. Insiders close to the pair noted that Ji Chang Wook has been considering upcoming projects that align closely with Ji-hyun's schedule. There's a growing belief that the late-night meetings could be planning sessions for a new drama, or even something more personal. Every gesture, every smile, every shared laugh is being analyzed by fans, turning what might have been an ordinary night into a cultural event online. In past interviews, both Ji Chang Wook and Ji-hyun have spoken about how much they value authenticity in their relationships, whether on set or in their private lives. Fans see these late-night sightings as a testament to their genuine connection. Unlike scripted chemistry on screen, this moment was unscripted, raw, and undeniably magnetic. The way they interacted, leaning in when speaking, sharing small jokes, and walking together through the dimly lit streets, made it clear to observers that there is a deep mutual respect and care that has grown over the years. As the night ended, Ji Chang Wook and Ji-hyun departed separately, blending into the quiet of the city, but leaving a lasting impression on the witnesses and the fans who later saw the shared images online. The mystery, the allure, and the undeniable charm of the two stars ensure that every encounter, whether planned or spontaneous, becomes a story that the public cannot resist discussing. This latest sighting continues to feed the narrative of their connection, a story fans have been following with bated breath. The pair's subtle actions, unspoken communication, and shared smiles resonate with people who have followed them through their individual careers and numerous joint projects. Each moment like this reinforces the idea that sometimes the most powerful stories are those that happen outside the cameras, where genuine emotion and human connection can shine without filters. The excitement surrounding Ji Chang Wook and Ji-hyun is not only about romance, it's also about witnessing two professionals who respect each other deeply, understand one another's craft, and bring authenticity to everything they touch. Fans are already eagerly anticipating the next glimpse, the next interaction, and the next project that will allow them to see this magnetic duo in action once again. This story will continue to dominate fan forums, social media, and news outlets, keeping the spotlight firmly on Ji Chang Wook and Ji-hyun. Their quiet, powerful connection reminds everyone why some partnerships, both on and off screen, leave a lasting impact. It's a testament to chemistry, friendship, and perhaps something more, making every sighting, every meeting, and every subtle interaction a treasured moment for their devoted fans.